The pilot woke up at 30,000 feet and instantly sensed something was wrong. The plane had somehow flown over the Pacific Ocean, and the fuel gauge was nearly empty. Even worse, the navigation system showed they were way off course. He didn't dare share this dreadful news with his two crewmates. When he radioed the base for help, he heard someone speaking Chinese, which scared them into immediately cutting off communication and switching to Morse code for the distress call. To extend their flight time before running out of fuel, the gunner quickly dumped all the bombs into the sea, and the pilot turned the plane around. 10 minutes later, they tried the radio again but found no response. With the fuel dropping to a critical level, the pilot had no choice but to order everyone to put on their life jackets and prepare for an emergency landing in the Pacific. The plane barely touched down on the water's surface when the cabin was severely damaged from the impact. Freezing seawater gushed in rapidly. The captain immediately pushed the door open and escaped, climbing onto the wing to deploy the life raft. However, Will's seatbelt was stuck tight, and no matter how hard he struggled, he couldn't break free. The plane quickly sank into the dark depths of the ocean, taking him with it. When the captain came to his senses, he realized the plane had vanished. Fortunately, Will had unbuckled his seatbelt and escaped just a second before suffocating. He swam to the surface only to discover the captain had inflated the life raft inside out. The three men used all their strength to flip it over, but the cramped space inside forced them to lie down packed tightly together. They could only huddle close to endure the long, cold night at sea. Surprisingly, after their near-death experience, Will and Mike slept soundly until dawn. The two young men even began playing games with great enthusiasm, optimistically believing a rescue plane would surely come for them. The captain, in contrast, stared at the vast ocean and didn't sleep a wink. Survival in the Pacific became exceptionally challenging without fresh water or food. Under the scorching sun, the captain had to cover his head with his clothes to avoid sunburn. One stubborn young man fixated on his fishing hook, refusing the captain's offer of a shirt for shade. After waiting a long time without catching any fish, he angrily put away his gear and put on his life jacket, ready to jump in and cool off.
I can't take the heat no more. Yeah! Come on in, boys!
His teammate also wanted to get in the water, but the captain immediately stopped him, insisting two people must always remain on the raft for safety. Suddenly, the man in the water felt an inexplicable sense of terror. He frantically swam back to the boat, panting heavily. The captain then strictly ordered everyone to stay away from the edge of the raft.